Farm live show. What do you think?
We are live at 4:00 here on August the 26th. And Jason is talking about making an intro video where he's singing and dancing.
It's been a long day. I'm tired.
I hope everybody's doing well today. Jason's in silly mood, so this ought to be a good one.
Oh man,
he's tired.
I'm hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit.
Yep. We just looked at the clock and it was 4:00, and it felt like it was just.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Feels like we just woke up.
We were just talking.
We were just talking, and here y'all are, already ready. First of all, let me say something before we get going good.
Okay.
That is that I did not have a video Sunday, and that was because my little dog Gidget, my Pomeranian, my crazy girl, my hyperactive dog, was down, and she got very sick Friday morning or during the night, Thursday night, but I'm happy to report she is back to herself.
Yep.
Still giving her antibiotics. Don't really know what the cause of it was. She had x-rays, she had blood work, she had IV, she had everything in the kitchen sink. So she's better, and I'm so thankful.
So thankful.
I was out of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the live Saturday morning, I wasn't quite right. I just I didn't want to be here, and she got better.
Yeah, it was scary.
It was very scary because she's so high strung, and if you see her not 1,000%, something's wrong.
Yep.
So she has a little blanket, a little baby blanket, and she's always sucked on a blanket. It's just something she's done since she was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And she messed her blanket up pretty bad because she had a whole lot of vomiting. And so I said, I'm not going to try to clean this blanket for you. I got her a new one. And y'all, I wish I'd videoed giving it to her. She knew as soon as I got it out of the bag, and it was like, almost zip tied, I guess you'd call it, together, and I'm undoing it, and she's leaping up and jumping up and down. I don't think she knew what I had, but she knew it was for her.
She knew she had something.
And y'all, she got her blanket, and she took off with it like it was the kitchen sink towel. So Gidget is good.
She is good.
She is good.
She's one of those dogs. You know how some dogs just look like they're smiling?
Yes.
That's what she looks like all the time.
I started to bring her up here, and then I thought differently. Y'all just know I love my Gidget. I love her dearly, and she's full-time job.
Full-time.
She's full-time.
Mm-hmm.
I basically didn't do much of anything all day Saturday. I laid in the bed with her and let her rest and recover. And she slept in her crate last night. She's back to herself.
Yep.
She has to be in a crate. She has to be in a crate.
Yeah, and she probably wouldn't sleep good if she wasn't in a crate.
No.
She's one of those dogs that's always...
She's so high strung. Her downtime is when she goes in that crate and the door shuts.
That's right.
And she knows that. So that Thursday night when I didn't know anything was wrong with her, she was hesitant to go in her crate that night. And I thought, what in the world? That's when I didn't think anything about it until I thought back on it Friday morning. Right. When I thought back on it, I was like, something was brewing Thursday night because she didn't want to go in her crate, and she always wants to go in her crate. So here we are.
Here we are.
Better, and hopefully we will be back on a regular schedule.
Hopefully so.
I got a smile on my face that you can't take off because our babies are our love.
Oh yeah,
as yours are.
Mm.
What is it?
I'm just happy she's better.
I know you are.
I'm just happy she's better.
I know you are.
I want to say too, from the last video where I asked people to talk about, or they have a memory of their old family tractor, and I don't know how many emails with pictures I got.
Well, I even got a few, and I didn't know why, because I've told y'all before I don't watch the video, so sometimes I don't even know what's said. And Jason was showing me some of the pictures, and he told me what they were for, and it was a bunch.
Man, I'm telling y'all the truth. I've gotten so many. I've gotten some that are old photographs of their tractor, a tractor that they remember. That was either their dads or granddaddies or great granddaddies. It was really, 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 really cool to see all that come on through. It was. I'm still getting them. I think I got 10 this morning.
Wow.
Still getting them. But yeah, thank y'all for sending those. It has been super cool looking at all of those. And I've been getting a lot of old pictures of gas stations and old Ford pickup trucks as well. You know, I like that too.
Yeah,
I
you
like
do.
that too.
Y'all just send me the dog picture. And today is International Dog Day.
It is.
Not national, international dog day. So, yeah, we got to switch gears. We got to quit talking about those gasoline powered engines and talk about those with a heart.
Speaking of pictures,
yeah,
you was digging through some old pictures.
I was.
And you found one that I saw sitting up here that kind of caught me off guard, in a story that I probably hadn't never told.
Well, you
before.
hadn't, and that's why I got it out.
So let me start the beginning of the story. Now I don't want to show the picture yet because that might give it away. So the car dealership I worked for one year, and we looked, it was in 2002 is what the picture says.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it says December, it's either the 22nd or 12th, 2002. And General Motors used to have their own finance company called GMAC. And they were sponsoring a basketball, it was like a preseason tournament is what it was. And the University of Alabama was one of the teams there, and they played South Alabama. And that's where it was at South Alabama.
Which is in Mobile.
Yeah.
Which is almost 4 hours from where we lived at the time, which was Selma.
That's right.
So, of course, me and Carl wasn't born then, and we didn't have nothing but time on our hands.
Yep. Somebody said, please turn on closed captions. We have absolutely nothing to do with closed captions. That's all YouTube. And usually it takes them a long time to process what we're saying in the video. And it may be tomorrow before those show up on the live stream.
That's right.
Yep. It's usually around 12 to 24 hours before they show up.
Well, they have to decipher what we say.
Yep, they got to decipher what they say. It's not automatic.
It's not always right either.
No, it's not.
We don't say bad words, and sometimes they interpret it as us saying bad words.
They do.
So back to the basketball tournament.
So GMAC gave the dealership 2 tickets to this basketball game. The owners of the dealership I work for are the most hardcore Auburn fans you will ever meet in your life. They eat, breathe, drink Auburn.
Yep, everything is Auburn. So
everything. Something
that involved the University of Alabama was not something that they would be interested in seeing.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. They did not want to go to this basketball game. But of course, they knew I was a big Alabama fan. So the owner offered me the tickets. And of course, I was so happy.
So we knew like probably a week in advance. Yep. And Jason, said, hey, you want to go to this tournament on Saturday. And I didn't really care about going to the basketball game. However, I was going to do whatever Jason wanted to do. So, we had to plan ahead in order to get there 4 hours early. And we did. So we got to y'all know I'm a planner. I got to get there before the game starts. I mean, let's just say it was going to start at 12. Well, I got to be in our seats and sitting down with a hot dog by 11:15. And so we were, and there were not a whole lot of people in the stadium at the time, if I remember correctly.
No, it wasn't. It was like it was a small. It wasn't.
Well, I mean, at the time when the man came around and selected.
Oh no, probably not.
So we were there early.
We were there early, so we got there. We're sitting in the seats, and then I won't ever forget, because this is a little important. It's not super important, but it is part of the thing. Is that I was dressed semi nice, and I had a pair of dress shoes on. And so we're sitting up in the stands waiting. And here comes a fella up there, and he had a clipboard, and he passed by a lot of people to come to us, and he came over to us, and he said, "And I would like to know if you would like to have a chance to win a car at halftime." And I was like, "Oh, how is this gonna work? How do you mean win a car?" He said, "Well, what it is, this is how it works. So you're gonna have X amount of time." And I can't, was it 30 seconds?
I think it was a minute, but you had to take shots from
Right.
like all these different locations.
So he said it's time, so let's say 60 seconds. And you have to make a layup, you have to make a free throw, you have to make a three-pointer, and you have to make a half-court shot.
And it may have been 30 seconds. I don't remember.
And you have to get your own rebound. Nobody else can touch the ball for you. So if you got a crazy bounce, you're in trouble.
And if you miss one, you're out.
No, you're not out. You get to shoot as many times as you want. You just had 60 seconds to do it.
Okay. I thought that it was
Mm-mm.
okay.
Mm-mm. No. But if you miss one, you had to run and go get the ball.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I won't forget, because I had actually shot basketball that morning, because we had a basketball go in the backyard. I love basketball. I love playing basketball. And so I was like, yeah, I'll do this. And I was like, okay. Well, here's the thing. So if you made a layup, you won like $25.
Yeah.
Can't remember, something like that. If you hit the free throw, you got $100. If you hit the three-pointer, you got $1,000. And of course, if you made the half-court shot, you won this brand new Saturn Ions. The year Saturn Ion came out.
But they did not give everybody that hit that the prize. It was, you went on to a next round.
No, that was it.
Well, how did they give away that many prizes?
They had more one game. It was a tournament.
Okay. But I thought there were multiple people playing when you did.
No, I was the only person.
Okay.
I was the only person.
My memory's not.
You're not. Yeah, you just tuned out.
I just got the picture. I was there. I promise y'all.
So I was psyching myself up, and I told Brooke this. I was like, "Look, what everybody's gonna do, everybody's gonna think about that car, and get in a hurry, and then their mind's gonna be like, the half court shot, the car, and that you can't look at it like that." I said, all I'm worried about is either the $100 or the $1,000. Okay, if I make two shots, we got $100. But I'm really thinking about the 1,000. I'm not worried about the car. Okay,
I'm worried about the car because at the time the car would have come in very handy.
Oh, so I was like, okay, here we go. Well, y'all, halftime comes around, they come get me. Got my dress shoes on. Here's the thing, my dress shoes on. And they wouldn't let me on the court with my dress shoes on, so I had to wear my socks. You remember that?
Yeah, I was down there with you.
Okay.
And I remember them asking you, "Sir, when was the last time you shot basketball?"
I did. I said this morning.
And they were like, "Uh-oh."
So they were a little shocked that I had shot basketball this morning, and they want to know. You ought to have seen this questionnaire I had. If was I a professional basketball player? Was I this? Did I play basketball? There was all these questions that would have disqualified me if I'd answered them. So I get down there, socks. I'm like, this is terrible, because how am I going to stop on this floor? Socks. So I get down there, I got my shirt on, and then, of course, I'm the only person on this court. And it was a college basketball arena. Matter of fact, it was brand new. South Alabama just had built this brand new state-of-the-art college basketball arena that most all colleges are doing now. They're real close down on they don't go way back.
Right.
This real close environment. And I'm like, oh, here we go.
And it was a tournament. So it wasn't just Alabama and South Alabama. It was lots of teams.
It was lots of teams. So they told me the rules. I get the ball, and I'm like, okay, Jason, listen, just worry about hitting a free throw, and you got $100. I'm like, okay. So I get in there. Time starts, layup's easy. Boom, hit the layup, get it, go to the free throw line, and I take my time because I don't want to get in a hurry. I'm not worried about the car. So I get to the free throw line, take a couple of deep breaths, bottom of the net, go get my free throw, run to the three-point line, same thing, just take my time, clock's ticking, shoot it, bottom of the net. Now, when the it's one of those things where I can't hear anything.
But the crowd went wild.
I'm just in a focused mode. I can't hear anything. But when the 3-pointer went in, yeah, that I could hear the crowd. And it was, I don't know how many, 15, 20,000 people maybe. No, wasn't that many. Probably in between 8 to 10.
I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to.
And it got really loud. Then I was like, oh my gracious. So then I ran. So I had plenty of time, y'all, because I hit all 3 shots. I didn't get in a hurry. I had plenty of time for this half court shot, really. So I ran, got the ball, went all the way to the half court, sat there for a second, and I shot the ball, and here it goes. And it hits the back of the rim and goes straight up, and it was in slow motion to me. And y'all, it was pure silence. You could hear a pin drop. It just boom, and it hit the front of the rim, and it hit the ground. And then you could hear the audience went, oh, but I did win the $1,000.
He won $1,000.
So here they come. Now, remember, we're at this basketball stadium. Here they come with one of them giant checks. You know what I'm talking about?
It was for real, y'all. I mean, it was like the size. You can't see the couch we're sitting on. But, so I found this picture in some pictures I was looking at of Jason holding the gigantic $1,000 check that he got. And this was when we got home. He had a T-shirt on that they gave him.
I did.
For participating. I don't know why I made you put that T-shirt on and take the picture. But
you can't see it.
You can't see it.
Yeah.
But there's this gigantic check. And we had that check forever.
Had that check forever. As a matter of fact, I even put it
in your office.
In the office when I was in the parks department. When I was the parks manager, I had it in there. And eventually, even though there was no sunlight in there, eventually the check faded so bad that you couldn't even see what it said anymore.
But it didn't matter because he got a real check too.
I did get the real check.
Just for memorabilia. But y'all, we had already decided what we were going to do if we won the car.
Yeah.
How we were going to get it back home. Who was going to drive the new car? Who was going to drive the old car? Because, you dream of that sort of stuff. And then we started worrying about how we were going to pay the taxes on the car.
That's true.
Because we would have had to pay the taxes. And, we didn't have the money to be paying the taxes on it.
Well, I've heard of horror stories of like somebody winning a car on The Price is Right. And then, or Wheel of Fortune or something. And they get home and several months later, the tax come in and they're like, I can't even afford this. What do I do?
And then we thought, well, do we sell the car? Should we sell the car and keep? So, we were dreaming. We were dreaming. But he was this close to winning.
Y'all, it was just, I was really, really, really close from winning the car. Now, here's the funny part. So they gave me this check. So we're at the basketball game, and I got this check sitting. It's like we're trying to watch the game.
And the check's in between both of us.
Taking up a seat. And then we had to leave the stadium. And so I'm carrying this big old check out of the stadium. Y'all know how it is if you ever been to a basketball or football game or a concert where everybody's leaving at one time. And I'm carrying around a 5-foot check with me.
But we were giddy. We were so happy. I mean, you couldn't contain the excitement that we felt after. But of course, there was all the what ifs. What if we had won?
Oh my!
He had won the car. Of course, I had nothing to do with it. But what if Jason had won that car? What would we have done?
Of course, they would really want you to win the car because the way that works is so it was a dealership that was in cahoots with GMAC, but they buy insurance. And so I got a hair that's hanging from this hat that's about to drive me insane. I think I got it in. You can't see it. And they buy insurance. And so the insurance is, I don't know, just say $500 or $1,000, whatever, that the dealership pays to cover them in case somebody does win the car. And so they don't care if you win the car or not. Right. Well, they really would like for you to win the car.
Yeah, because free advertisement for
Lots of publicity if you win the car. So, it was the Saturn Ion, and it was the 2-door. Yeah. And it had a little bitty back door that opened up. You remember that?
How big was it? About that big.
It was like that. I don't think anybody used that thing.
You said a little bitty back door. Dee Dee might could have fit through it.
Probably Dee Dee could have fit in.
I remember it being a sporty car, something that, but at the time we could have used it. And we were trying to debate Jason had a truck at the time. Should we sell the car and pay the truck off? And, what would we do? But
Oh,
he didn't win it.
I didn't win it. I was close though.
Happy to have won the
I was
$1,000 though.
But I think to myself now,
why did they pick you?
why do they pick me? And how crazy of a story that was, and how I did win the $1,000. I won 3. I hit 3 of the 4 shots. I almost hit the half court shot.
That's right. And I don't know if anybody else won anything or not. Do you?
No, I saw another fella that same day, and I think he hit the layup, but then he missed the free throw. And if it bounces the wrong way, you're in trouble. So you had to run and go get it, and then you start panicking.
Yeah.
And you start panicking, getting it in, it's over. And then,
Well, when I saw that picture of Jason holding that check, I thought to myself, I said, that is a good memory. And I don't think we've ever talked about it.
I don't think so either. Look how young I was. Look at that.
So, and that's in our house.
That
Jason,
was my first
that
house.
That was 2002. So we had been married 2 years at the time.
Oh, wow.
So you were what, 26 at the time? 26 or 27?
Wow.
Yep. 26 or 27 years old. Boy, those were the days.
Ain't that something?
Yep. Lots of good memories.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that was pretty lucky.
Yeah. How
to be picked out of that crowd.
Yeah, I know it. Out of all those folks there.
Out of all the folks there.
They chose me.
They did.
Yep. And they had to pay me $1,000.
They sure did. And we needed every penny of it.
We did back then.
Trying to pay for the gas to get there.
I ain't no telling. Yep. Oh no, those china wasn't my grandmother's. That was
our
stuff.
In the china cabinet was our wedding china.
That's our wedding china.
You can see in that cabinet there was our. I thought it was crazy at the time. My mama thought that I should sign up. Everybody back then that got married signed up to have a registry for china. And yep. I thought it was crazy. I was like, but now I appreciate it.
My key went up. I slapped that backboard when I did that layup.
His little 5'9" self did.
Hey, I could kick the rim now. I could touch the rim. I was short, but I could jump.
Well, you should have wore your Jordans that day. You would have.
If I'd have known the future, I would have wore tennis shoes. I wouldn't have been out there in my socks. We may have won the car.
Well, you're right, because wonder what $1,000 would have been equal to.
I was going to look that up. I really was going to look that up.
Because in 2000, that was 23 years ago. Things have changed a lot. Things have changed a lot in 23 years. Yeah, somebody wanted to know how come the closed captions are there sometimes and sometimes they're not.
No idea.
You may be catching a replay too.
Yep, $1,700 today.
$1,700 today. Yep. So see, that's anyway, the china to me now is something that I'm glad I did. I guess it was Wedgwood, India was the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Did you remember that? You just said,
Mm-mm.
You didn't remember it?
I didn't remember that.
And we've never used it. It's just been tucked away. But
we got it in the china cabinet now.
We've got it in the china cabinet in the den, and the rest of it's tucked away. How did we spend our $1,000? We probably paid some bills with it.
I can't remember back then.
Made a house payment.
We were just married. There ain't no telling.
No.
Y'all know how that is. Young.
No, I tell you what I bet we did with it.
What?
I bet we bought some plants.
It probably did back then.
Speaking of plants, I was in town earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And the husband to the man that owned the nursery that got us started in our love of plants.
Oh, really?
Was walking into Walmart. Mr. Buddy.
You saw Buddy?
I saw Buddy.
Well,
I rolled the window down and I said, Buddy. And he said, Brooke. And he lives probably 40 minutes from us. But, oh, Buddy, he's doing well. And his wife, who's now deceased, was one who got us interested in our love for plants, along with Jason from Petals from the Past.
Yes.
But we couldn't afford Petals from the Past. So we went to a little backyard neighborhood nursery and just bought a few plants at a time that we could and went to Petals from the Past and dreamed.
Yep, that's right.
And Deb had names for things that
didn't match.
we often wonder if she just came up with some of those names because we've never heard them from anybody but her.
Yep.
If we go to Petals from the Past, and say, "Do you have such and such?" They look at us like, "I never heard of that in our life." Well, maybe Deb just made it up.
Maybe Deb just made it up.
But Deb knew what it was, and so did we.
She had a little nursery in her backyard, and 95% of the plants there she rooted herself.
That was one hard-working woman.
She sure was.
She was a hard-working woman, and I miss her dearly.
Yep.
Because I have no doubt if she was still alive, we'd still be going up there today.
Absolutely.
Because not only was she our friend, she was our mentor. And one of the reasons that we both began our love for plants. First time I ever heard of lantana was from Deb.
She helped us out a lot.
She did.
A lot back in those days.
And there were times when we would go and she would say, "I just want to give y'all this because I think you're going to love it."
She would.
And just being a kind, nice soul that wanted to share her love.
Yep.
And her husband, he worked full-time job, but he helped her as much as he could.
He did.
But she did all that watering. I mean, I remember there was times in the winter when, it would come a hard freeze and she'd have to get out there and cover all those plants out, especially her azaleas. She was known for growing azaleas, and she would have them come into bloom and couldn't lose those blooms because a lot of people wouldn't buy azalea unless it was blooming.
Yep, that's right.
They wanted to see the color of it. And so she couldn't afford to lose the blooms on her plants, or else she was losing her springtime income.
That's right.
And she would haul that plastic out there and run her sprinklers. Remember?
Yep.
She would run the sprinklers to keep the plants from freezing. Just love Miss Deb.
Tell you what I remember is that, so she had this mat that was out there that the plants were on. All her nursery was just big old mats. There wasn't weeds growing in. And so her backyard was these big mats. Now she would get these old conveyor belts from a mill that was red or faded to pink, and it was woven so the water would drain out of it, but she could only get that ever so often. It wasn't all the time, and so when she'd get a piece, she'd put that down because the other was regular, like plastic type mat, and if you didn't watch your step,
you would go flying.
You was going skating. I'm talking.
Shoot. And she ran that irrigation every single morning, and so it was always wet. It was always wet. But what she used was belt from a lumber mill. It was a lumber mill, and it was big, thick, heavy-duty belt material. And so every time that her husband had the opportunity to bring some home, he would, and they would use that for ground cover, but a little bit at a time.
Matter of fact, we have that same stuff under the bees.
Yes, we do.
Yep. Same exact stuff.
Because they still use it for their belt material.
Yep.
Mr. Roy's got some, and that's what he used to put up under the hives.
Speaking of China, you're talking about China. Well, I showed y'all. I think I took it back downstairs. I showed y'all my great-grandmother's China. I found the platter, and it's made by Royal China, and it's the Homestead Collection. I think that's what it's called. Well, y'all know I've been talking about this for years, and I found that one piece at the flea market for $9.99, $10. One of y'all reached out to me and said it is up for auction on the Goodwill. Now, I had no idea, y'all, the Goodwill had an auction set up just like eBay. Did y'all know that?
Well, not one Goodwill. Goodwills across the United States.
It's like the whole company. Yeah. It's like the Goodwill, like the national. So, where
certain stores participate.
Yeah. And I think this was in Michigan, I think. But she sent this to me. She said, "Hey, Jason, I found this." And it was the salad plates. I think it was 12 salad plates. And she said, "I found this here, and you may want to bid on it." And she said, "I've bought China off from the Goodwill before, and
it's never been broken.
And I said, "Well, y'all, I gotta try this." It was $9.99 was the first bid. Nobody bidded on it, so I won it. The shipping was more than the actual winning price, but I did get it. And so the next day I went back and looked again and Googled the China, and they had one for buy it now for $9.99. That was the buy it now. and which was 8 of the coffee cups and 8 cereal bowls is what they called it. So my collection is starting to
Although he
grow.
doesn't have it in hand, he
I don't have it in
doesn't
hand.
know if it's going to be broken
That's
or
right.
not. Wishful hopes are that it will not be damaged and it will be in good condition.
That's fingers crossed. But y'all, if y'all didn't know that, the Goodwill has a auction site. Now, here's what I learned. This is the mistake, not a mistake, but when you go on there, it'll say handling. So I thought that was shipping. I thought it was shipping and handling, but it's not. Now they got a handling fee, and it may be $2, it may be $3 or anything like that. You don't see what the actual shipping price is, but if you look down in there, it'll say, put your zip code in here, and we'll give you a estimate of what it costs to ship it. So, and it's called Goodwill Shop is what it's called. It's not goodwill.org. It's Goodwill Shop. But yeah, y'all check it out if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And it's like going to the Goodwill.
So speaking of Goodwills, we have had a store here in Clanton since we moved here. It was called Bryn Wheels, and it was just a little bit of this and that. You could find just about anything you wanted if you were willing to dig. Now, it would take you 2 days sometimes if you wanted to find something because it was so much stuff in there. Well, that gentleman retired, and that building was huge. So rumor had it it's been going on about 6 months now when that place closed that we were told that a Goodwill was going in there. And we thought, yeah, we'll believe it when we see it. So it went on, and we got a little inside information here in the county. And I reached out to somebody that I knew, and I said, is it true that there could possibly be a Goodwill going in the old Bryn Wheels building? Yes. So this past week, I believe it was, they actually put the letters up, and we have a Goodwill store going in here in Clanton, Alabama. And we're counting down the days. September the 4th
is that when it is?
Yeah, September the 4th is the opening day, which is next Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And we're excited to know that we will have a new thrift store here.
Yeah, Mary Carl's going to spend many a day in that.
Well, she's already asked me about, when she turned 16. How many days can she go? And
yeah, I'm telling you,
plan her schedule.
That was the original Walmart.
Oh, really?
It looks like that, don't
it? Well,
that square face, and it looks like those old Walmarts.
You think back where our Selma Walmart was, and it's not there anymore, though. That's where the city public works is.
That was originally, that was a Big K, wasn't it? Originally Big K.
Talking about where our Walmart in Selma was?
Yeah, which was Kmart.
Right.
And then it was from that to Walmart. And then they opened up the Super Walmart. I think Selma was the second Super Walmart in the state.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep, I do think that was Clanton the first.
I don't know.
There was some, it was like
he knows these odd facts that are of well, I won't say of no purpose because here he is sharing it.
I will say this. I remember when the Super Walmart in Selma was open. You remember things were open 24/7. I don't think they are anymore.
No.
There were people coming from all over the place to come shop in Selma's Walmart. And they don't call them Super Walmarts no more. They just call them Walmart now.
That's right.
But back then they were a Super Walmart.
What is it that they have that's separated from Walmart? It's just if it's just a grocery store. Is it Walmart grocery? It's orange on the outside. If it's
Leeds was the first Walmart, somebody said. Maybe was that the first Walmart or was that the first Super Walmart? I don't know. Yeah, Goodwill has kind of gotten expensive. And it may depend on
it depends on what it is because they now have figured out, name brands sell for more.
Yeah.
And
Walmart Market.
Walmart Market. Okay. Thank you, Brenda. Yeah. Thank you, Brenda.
And I wonder too.
Thank you, Sue. Marketplace.
No, I may be thinking about the Salvation Army. Are they independently owned or are they owned by corporation?
Well,
do the managers set the pricing in those stores, or
It comes from our stuff in Selma came from Montgomery already priced.
Oh, okay. So maybe I see.
So when
now.
it got to
I got
Selma,
you.
it came from a distribution
I
center that
got
was
you.
Montgomery that priced it.
Mhm.
Now their goods, a lot of that stuff they priced because it was donations made at that store.
Okay,
But the clothes and stuff, it comes in pre-priced.
I got you.
At least it did in Selma. And I passed along some information that touched some nerves on Saturday's live, and I
Yeah.
want to apologize. So I talked about my little dog Gidget being sick
Mhm.
and me taking her to the vet, and also her passing on the information that I should not be feeding her the feed that I use.
Right.
And I passed that along to you guys. And I wasn't trying to tell anybody what they should feed because it's none of my business. I was simply sharing what I was told. And if you don't want to change your food, by goodness, that's up to you. But I was just sharing something that was told to me. And I did change. We
Yep,
did change because we trust our veterinary. If we didn't trust her, we wouldn't do any good taking
That's
our
right.
dog there. So that's why I shared that. And I just wanted to let everybody know that I don't necessarily care what kind of feed you feed. If you feel that they're passing that information along because they fund veterinary colleges, that's your prerogative. I'm doing what is best for my dog and my vet.
I can tell you that our little country vet could care less about
She doesn't care who funds the colleges, and she wasn't passing that information along because she wants Purina to continue to funding, vet schools. I don't think that was her prerogative.
No, I can
It
tell you
certainly
that.
wasn't mine, and
Yeah.
that's not my intention. I was just simply trying to help someone. And I don't know what the cause of Gidget's illness was, but
Yep.
I know in order to prevent coming back for something else, she recommended that I change her feed.
That's right.
And we did.
That's right.
So there's that.
Like I always say with the gardening, a lot of people don't like the fact that I till or plow or whatever.
That's right.
And I always say, each farm's different, each place is different, and you always do what's best for you.
That's right. And that's the only reason I shared is because I try to do things that are told to me and help us to help others. I'm not in it for the funding. I don't get nothing out of it, I assure you.
That's right.
I assure you.
Oh,
but there was some that it touched a nerve with, and they thought I was on the veterinary college side of things.
They thought you was getting a kickback.
Yeah, they thought I was. I ain't getting no kickback.
Oh, zero kickback.
Zero kickback. I mean, they can if they want to, but that ain't the reason I shared it.
Oh, I know that's not the reason.
Well, I just wanted to, and nobody that was fussing about it is probably not watching this live today.
I got a feeling they didn't.
They are not. They just wanted to squabble, and
yeah, it's okay.
They go elsewhere because I'm not one of those.
Yep.
So.
Somebody asked, would I sign up for Lester's fantasy football thing he's got going on?
I have seen that, Jason, several times.
I did do that. I'm on there.
Okay.
I'm on there. But y'all, I'm going to tell you, I know absolutely zero about pro football. I really don't know anything. And it's pro football. But you have to pick the team that's going to win.
He should do college football. Make it fair for you.
Him, and he has to do what.
Who's over it?
Yahoo.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something he did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, now I'm throwing Lester under the bus. Lester, if it happens to me, it's going to happen to you too, buddy.
Oh, yeah. I don't keep up with that, but
do the best you can.
I'm just going to do the best I can.
That's right. It's all in good fun.
Mm-hmm. I may Google who's best chances to win this week.
Do that.
That's who I'm going to put down.
You do that.
Yeah. I might be out in the first week. I don't know.
Well,
if you lose, you're out.
Oh.
Yeah, if you lose, you're out. So I might be. Who knows? We'll figure it out.
Okay.
And when he was saying fantasy football, I always thought he was talking about like real fantasy football, where you have to have a draft, and you have to pick a quarterback and wide receivers. You pick a team. You pick players on a team, and however well those players do that week, you get points. And I thought, I can't keep up with all that, but it's not that. It's all the teams playing, and you get to pick one game, and if you pick the winner of that game, you move on to the next week.
Okay,
gotcha. So it's a lot easier than what I thought.
That sounds easy.
Yeah, I almost picked the Chiefs, but this thing comes up and it shows you the percentage of who's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever the Broncos is playing, Broncos was like a 45% chance of winning, which was higher than any other team out there. And I was like, well, I'm going with that one. I don't know who the Broncos are playing. I ain't got a clue.
Well, I sure don't know anything about it, so my guess would be no good.
I had either Chiefs or the Eagles because I like Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, good deal.
Yep.
Well, I must say I've gotten a little behind in going to the post office, doing our postage package pickups, but we had something that was sent to us this past week that was something we didn't have, and I want to show it to y'all because you can only imagine what it must be, and that is a license plate from Tasmania. Isn't that where it's from?
Yes.
Tasmania.
Holiday Island.
So thank you so much, because this is something we do not have.
Yeah, that's a
new one.
That's a new one.
It's a new one. So we appreciate this. Adding to our collection. Who knows where it will go, but it will go somewhere.
Well, I had somebody say that, what made the barn at Little Cog so cute is that all the signs are stuff on the outside, and we've been putting the stuff on the inside of the barn, and we're talking about putting the signs stuff on the inside of the shop. And I told him, I said, it's so hard for us to drill a hole in that brand new metal building. But I got to thinking, it would look cool if the signs were on the outside to some degree. But what I was going to do is I was going to line up the holes. You know how Brant's got the holes where the metals are screwed? I thought about, I could unscrew that and line it up and put it in there, and I wouldn't be drilling a whole new hole.
The only thing is, I think it's every 12 to 18 inches. And so, say this tag's 12 inches, we would hit the holes. But if you had a regular license plate, one hole's here, one hole's here, we wouldn't. Does that make sense?
It does, but I was going to look into it and see.
Yeah.
I was going to look into it and see. And plus, if I find a really cool sign, I may hang it up too. But we'll see.
That's true. I tell you, it's amazing to me going and looking around the outside of the barn. The goats have done a number on that metal at the bottom.
I saw her. It was Bootsy and Fifi, and they were having a head banging competition on the barn this morning, trying to see who could last the longest, I guess, banging their head, because they were side by side, hitting their head on the barn like this. And I thought, what are y'all doing?
Bootsy usually does that on the cow gate in the morning when I see her. I think to myself, she's wanting Matilda to come back on the other side. That's all it can be, because she bangs that gate as hard as she can, and all you can hear is that chain clanking.
They were hitting the barn, and it's right, that barn's dented just like that.
Oh, it's dented.
And they were just doing boom, boom. And I was like, why do y'all please stop?
But we built the barn for the animals.
We did.
So, we're not going to go until a head comes through the metal. We're not going to make any repairs.
Yep. That's right.
If it's not needed. Some people were asking about magnets.
I think it'd be only thing that worries me about magnets is that wind blowing, it may blow stuff off, and I really don't want it. That black over there will scratch pretty easy too. I don't know. We'll just see. I'll piddle around with it later.
And then rain too. Mm-hmm. Rain coming down would get behind it, and I don't know if it caused mold or mildew or I don't know.
So the old barn I built myself, and
I was pregnant at the time.
It was little Jack Leg did it, and it wasn't square. The stuff didn't line up, and so I used the signs and stuff to hide all my imperfections.
Yeah, and it was wood, so we didn't.
And it was wood.
We didn't mind screwing into the wood because it wasn't going to put a hole in the metal that you couldn't.
That's right.
And we brought all the signs with us, so
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Goodness gracious.
Mm-hmm. I do watch Speed Bump Garage. Somebody recommended Speed Bump Garage. I watch Speed Bump. I like old Jack. I like it when he used to grow the giant pumpkins.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was thinking that was what's the guy's name that you watch all the time?
I watch Derek all the time. Now,
what's his called?
Vice Grip
Garage. Okay.
Yeah, I like Derek a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about attaching your sign to a board and then attaching the board to the barn? Well, we'd still have to screw into it.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, but they would all be in one line. And Jason, he likes to scatter things. He likes it to not be in order.
I don't want it to look
He likes it to be random.
Yeah.
Even when he puts eggs in the carton, y'all. As I was cartoning
Mhm.
this morning, I was thinking 2 creams can't go beside each
Mm-mm.
other. I've got to put a brown in between those creams. He's rubbing off on me.
Oh. That's
And
funny.
the Shabarn, it's metal too, so it'd be the same thing. We just don't want holes all in the outside of the metal.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out.
And that's what I'm talking about, putting the signs up is at the shop, the barn, because they're all road related, and I think it would look cool.
I think they just need to go on the inside. That's my opinion, but we'll see.
But I'm thinking if I could get, I don't know, something really needs to go above that door.
Yeah, you keep telling me that you need the right thing to go above that door, and we're gonna find it. We're gonna find it.
We're gonna find it.
Just got to keep looking.
Mm-hmm.
Keep looking. So I got a text from Caden, farmhand Caden, earlier, and he said, Miss Brooke, I just wanted to let you know that I'm out of school today. I'm home and I'm sick.
Yes.
So if y'all will keep Caden in your thoughts and prayers, we would appreciate it. It sounds like COVID. He hasn't had a test or anything, but he's real congested. He can't. Catherine told me he couldn't taste.
Yeah.
So there's a telltale indication that I think that strain is kind of back, and hopefully he'll be back to normal and soon. He worked here yesterday, y'all. He did. He weed eated. We didn't have any close contact with him.
We didn't. What's so great about him is he'll say, I'm here and I already got stuff planned for him to do. And I was busy yesterday. And so I'll just send him a text. I was like, look, I need you to go grab the weed eater and start weed eating here. And when you get through with that, let me know. And I need you to clean up the fruit orchard. And when you get through with that, let me know. And I got this for you to do. And
we can just give him a list of things to do. And he's so familiar with this farm that he knows where everything is. Yep. And he can do it. And so we did that yesterday. And it was just a blessing that we didn't have any close contact to him, because as y'all know, that virus is very contagious. And,
mm-hmm.
and of course, we hate that he's sick, but hopefully we all stay well.
That's right.
While he recovers.
That is right.
And his mama makes all kind of
tinctures and
and so
all
she's got him covered.
She got him hooked up.
She's got him covered.
Yep. Somebody saw that asked that I know Derek, talking about Vice Grip Garage, had a Ford 8N tractor he fixed up. That is how I found Derek.
You were looking at 8N.
I was working on Big Joe, and I would look for YouTube videos on how to help me fix Big Joe. And that video of Derek came up at Vice Grip Garage. I'd never heard of him before in my life. And I was like, I like this guy. And I started watching his stuff and been watching it ever since. Now, he reminds me a lot. He's real goofy and silly, and we got the same sense of humor. And yeah, he seems like a genuine, really, really, really super nice guy. He really does. As a matter of fact, he got pulled over or something, because he does these videos. If y'all know who I'm talking about, he'll travel across the country. He's gonna go to Canada and drive a car back. And he'll go to a car, he'll buy it sight unseen, and the car's been broke down for 10, 15 years or in the woods, and he fixes it, gets it running, and drives it back to his house, which is unbelievable. And he got pulled over or something, and somebody asked him, well, why don't you show, the cops pulling you over, you talking to the cops? And he says something that really, really shows you what kind of person he is. And he goes, those guys have enough on their plate without me shoving a camera in their face. He said, just out of respect, they don't want me filming them.
That's right.
And he said, so, it's just, he said, I get pulled over. I've been pulled over a lot of times, because he travels so much. And I thought that was really, really genuine, and just, I don't know, touched home with me right there.
Right. It's not all about content all the time. You have to respect people's profession. You have to respect what they do. I would never throw in somebody's face, hey, don't you know me? I have a YouTube channel, or I'm famous, and that's the kind of person he
Yep,
is. That
yep.
just tells you right there.
It is. He's a good guy. You can tell he's really, really a good guy.
Genuine.
Absolutely. Very genuine.
And that's what's made him successful
That's
too.
why his channel gets 3 million views on a video that's 3 hours long of him working on an old rusty car.
Well, I tell you what I like about him is his voice.
Yeah, he's got a really, really good voice. It's real calming, and yeah.
Jason can be watching it and I hear it, and he's just somebody that I don't.
Yep.
I enjoy listening to him. His voice is not. I don't know. It's just a good speaking
super
voice.
Clean. If you like old cars and that kind of stuff, or you want something that maybe anybody can watch. If you want your teenage son or grandson to learn about old cars or get into it, y'all, Derek is as clean as a whistle. Great family channel. I mean, he gets 1 to 3 million views of video, so he's doing something right for sure. But really, really great guy, and clean, super clean content.
Vice Grip Garage.
Vice Grip Garage.
Where does he live?
Tennessee.
Oh, what part?
I want to say close to the Nashville area, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And he's fixing to open up a store, and he meets all the fans.
Really?
Yes, he goes to all these shows. Yeah, he does a lot. He really does a lot. I want to tell him to slow down. I want to say, Derek, just slow down, buddy. Slow down. You got 2 boys. Just slow down. But I know what his thinking is too. This may not last forever.
That's right.
So yeah, and he's a lot younger than I am too.
And I was wondering how old he was. Yeah. And I don't.
He's probably 10, 15, 12, somewhere in there. Maybe younger than that. He don't look. I don't know. He don't look like he's in his 40s.
I bet we could Google it
I bet you could too. Yeah. Yeah. Good guy though. Love the show. Love the show.
Well, what else you got?
Well, I was going to talk about a movie that came out on this day. Gosh, I wish I remember. Let me see what day. Oh, 1976.
That was the year I was born, Jason.
Yes. And it was Gator, Burt Reynolds, Gator. And I remember being a young fella. And so, of course, I was obsessed with Smokey and the Bandit. Well, Gator came out and almost had all the same characters in it. You had Jerry Reed, you had Burt Reynolds. You didn't have Sally Field. I forget who the lady was in it. But Gator came out, and I was devastated at this movie because I was young. Derek's 41.
Okay.
I was young, really young, and I just assumed Burt Reynolds, Jerry Reed. I done watched Smokey and the Bandit 1. I don't know. So I'm thinking, this is just going to be like Smokey and the Bandit. Gator's nothing like Smokey and the Bandit. And at the end, Gator, who was Burt Reynolds, and Jerry get in a fist fight. And I'm like, Snowman and the Bandit don't fight. They can't get in a big old fist fight. So I just remember it just blew my mind as a young.
It upset you.
Yes, I could not believe this isn't right. This isn't right. So I don't even remember how the movie Gator went. That's how I was disappointed in it. Well, I just thought it was going to be another Smokey and the Bandit.
Well, you were.
I was way off. Way off. I mean, y'all remember the movie Gator when it came out? I'm sure some of y'all remember Gator. But yeah, it was not Smokey and the Bandit. I love Cannonball Run too, and I'm hoping I'm going to have to find that. Me and Mary Carl are going to have to watch Cannonball Run. That's a good one too. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't. I'm gonna leave that for y'all. I don't know about Gator either, so I'm just gonna have to.
No, Vice Grip is not Grow Jack. Grow Jack is called Speed Bump Garage.
Grow Jack used to be. He used to grow giant pumpkins. We met him in Oklahoma.
Yep, that's right. Bandit, and they did get in a quote unquote fight in the second one, but it wasn't like the fight in Gator. Just put it like that. They they were showing off. They wasn't friends in Gator. They were
Okay.
friends in Smoky and Abandon.
I'm
Yeah.
lost. I'm just here for the.
Oh man.
I don't know, Jason. What else you got?
Other than that, is that I'm hoping that we can find a disc for Big Joe.
I reached out to the gentleman that I bought the 2 model plow from
Oh, really?
at 5:00 this morning. I sent him a text and I said I couldn't find this where I bought it. I'm sure he deleted it off Marketplace. I said, I got his phone number.
Yeah.
So I sent him a text and I said, you don't happen to have a disc for sale, do you? And he said, no, ma'am, I don't.
Well, shoot.
So I had in my mind that when I went and picked up that 2-bottom plow, that he had a disc sitting there. And he said that he wasn't listing things all at one time. He was doing them one at a time so he could, he wouldn't get overwhelmed and be like me and respond to the wrong message or something like that. So strike one. Strike one. I just had in my mind that he had one there, and I hope I didn't wake him up.
Hope he didn't wake him up either.
I hope I didn't wake him up.
Yeah.
I think he's an early riser. And he wasn't far from us. So
no, he was really close.
He wasn't far from us.
Really, really close. Yeah, we've seen the Back to the Future. Somebody want to know if we've seen those. Absolutely. That's another. They say that is being called the perfect screenplay.
What's
Back
that?
to the Future. Back to the Future. Mm-hmm.
The perfect screenplay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Bicycle Garage is in Lewisburg, Tennessee.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that tells me nothing because I don't know where that is.
The one thing that's great about Derek is that, and I think this is why he gets so many views, he's an everyday type person.
Yes.
So when he works on a car, he's using tools from Harbor Freight that anybody can afford, or most people can afford. He don't have a $3,000 wrench from Snap-on. He's got that $12 wrench from Harbor Freight. If it don't need it, he don't fix it. He buys the most least expensive parts. He does that kind of thing that that an everyday person can do, and I think that's what attracts him. So many people are attracted to watching this show.
He's relatable.
Very relatable. He's not buying a $10,000 exhaust system, and
he's trying to get that car home.
He's just trying to get it home as cheap as he can.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah, I watched Stroke Race too. That's a name. I ain't heard Stroke Race in a long time. That was a good one. You don't know what I'm talking about either.
I told you, I'm just here. I'm just here. Oh, goodness. Well, y'all, it's about time for What's for Supper, unless you got something else.
Anyway but Loose. Somebody wanted to know the name of the movie with Clint Eastwood in the orangutan.
That was Orangutan, wasn't it? I remember seeing that, but I don't remember much about it.
What's for Supper?
What's for Supper? Well,
turn, Clyde.
We can't top last night's supper, which was kind of put together on the spur of the moment.
What is it? Are you talking about last night's supper?
Yeah.
Last night somebody said something about Bandit's car. And
I knew that you were lost. You didn't hear what I said.
Last night's supper was amazing.
Last night's supper there's no way tonight's supper can top last night's, but we're going to talk about last night's first. It was oven baked chicken parmesan.
It was good.
And that is something I have never even attempted to cook. It's something that I don't order in a restaurant. I don't know why, but it was great. So I found this recipe because I had some chicken breast and I wanted to know what I could do with them. What can I do with chicken breast? And y'all had all the ingredients for this oven baked chicken parmesan, and it was to die for.
It was great.
It was to die for.
It really was good.
Jason had the leftovers at lunch.
I did.
And so I told Mary Carl, I said, I really don't have any plans for dinner tonight. Is there anything you would like to have? She's so easy. She doesn't care. So I'm thinking something easy because it's Tuesday and I don't have a lot of time. So we are going to have Conecuh sausage dogs.
That'll be great.
And our homemade sauerkraut on top with some air fried French fries. And it should be ready in a jiffy.
Yep.
Very easy. That chicken parmesan is going to be on rotation.
Marry Me chicken. I think we've had that before.
I
That
have seen the
sounds-
recipe for it before, but I've never made it.
Tater tot casserole sounds delicious.
It does. It
I
does.
love tater
Breakfast for
tots.
dinner.
That sounds great too.
Breakfast for dinner.
Chili lime chicken sandwiches.
Hmm.
Mm.
I must say that I ran in one of our.
How you say that? Spaghetti what?
I can't, Jason. You know I can. I can't
Say
even
it,
see
bro.
it. No, I'm not saying it. I'll spell it.
Bolognese? Is that how you say it?
I don't know. I don't. We don't know how to.
I'm
say
glad you
that.
didn't say bologna.
No, but I can't see it, much less spell it or say it.
We haven't tried the cream, the beef.
And the
on
reason being is
on the
because it's something
SOS.
Mary Carl's not gonna eat.
Yeah, she don't care.
It's something we're gonna have to have when she's not here.
Bolognese. I was right. You
Uh-huh.
can't keep a wordsmith down.
Uh-huh.
John Wayne casserole.
That sounds interesting.
Hmm.
That sounds very interesting.
Interesting. Pizza has $2 personal pan pizzas. I'd have grabbed one too, Miss Bailey.
I don't blame you there.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, let me tell you this before I forget. So I don't remember who it was, and I hope I can find it real quick.
Mhm.
This lady, I wish I could remember her name. There it is. I thought it was Jody, but I didn't want to say it. So Jody, we're not going to show her name, her last name. Jody sent me an email, and she said, Miss Brooke, I cooked the most amazing thing in your Cog Hill Farm skillet. And I said, what is it? She cooked a personal pan pizza.
Look at that.
And I'm showing y'all
There
the
she
picture.
is. It's me.
Hey, Jody. And so I asked her if she could share the recipe, and she did. She shared the recipe with me, and she made the crust out of some rolls that she bought at Walmart, some
Wow.
Texas size rolls. And I thought that was genius.
That's pretty smart.
And she said it was very, very
Mhm.
good. So I am going to try Miss Jody's. If you have one of our skillets, have already received it, then y'all try to make a pizza in it, because Jody's turned out wonderful. She said it was nice and crispy on the bottom.
Ah.
She used,
Mm.
of course, she used cheese. She baked it on 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. She let it rest for about 10 minutes before she ate it. So there's another use for that Cog Hill Farm cast iron skillet. And we still got to show people how to clean it.
I know. I keep being. I'm sorry.
So maybe we can make a pizza in it and show people how to clean it.
That would work.
Yeah.
That would work.
But that personal pan pizza made me think of Jody's email. All right. So I guess we're going to go. Well, you got to edit.
I got to edit.
I'm going to cook a quick dinner and got some things I want to do on the tractor. So that's one reason I made it a quick dinner.
Okay. You're going to tractor tonight.
I'm on tractor till dark.
Okay.
And then I'll put the animals up and go from there.
That'll work.
Sure am.
Well, thank y'all for watching. I'm going to Google John Wayne casserole because that's got me.
And then he's going to
Interesting.
share it to me.
Oh, but y'all have a great supper. Catch you on the next one. Y'all be good.